I'm about to meet a couple who are ready to right the wrongs of the past and convert their botched basement into a luxurious master ensuite. However, it's a huge gamble. They risk overdeveloping their home, and with no experience of this type of project whatsoever, they put themselves entirely into the hands of the builder. We'll be following homeowners right around the country as they embark on the biggest renovation projects of their lives.
It's a huge investment for us. It's everything that we've got, basically.
From dark cellars...
We call the downstairs the dungeon.
...to dusty lofts. You're not coming up, Catherine?
I think I'll pass.
We'll be there as homes are literally torn apart.
I just can't believe that they can do all this to a house and it actually not fall down.
And when all the work's complete, we'll find out if it was a triumph...
Couldn't be happier.
...or a travesty.
We've had some testing times.
This two-bed ground floor flat in Hammersmith, West London is home to asset manager Alistair Morell and ethical trade manager Louise Herring.
We've decided to convert our basement to give us a large open plan space downstairs.
It's really that kind of dream of having a big bedroom with an ensuite and those sorts of things.
When Ali first moved in, it was the perfect bachelor's crash pad. But now he and Lou want to turn it into more of a home.
When we first saw the place, it was billed as a two-bed flat with space downstairs. That space was basically a half-done basement conversion, just put in as extra storage, but storage that had a shower in there and had some carpet downstairs. So it was never really done properly, and then this is our opportunity to do a good job of it.
And this time, it's got to be done right. So it was important for Ali and Lou to find the right man for the job.
We did a bit of a beauty parade and got people around to the flat. And we met Darren, the owner of Retreat Rooms, and he was really, really approachable guy. He got his iPad out with all his previous work and his website and everything, and I think that wowed us so much that we decided he was the man for the job. That said, he also came in with a very good price.
But it's not just a matter of finishing off the conversion. They're going to have to rip out half the done basement and start all over again.
Primarily, the biggest issue is that it's not a legal living space. The head height's a bit limited, there's no natural light.
And it's not properly damp proof and it's not properly insulated. At the moment we call the downstairs the dungeon because effectively that's what it is. It's cold and it's damp and you'd only really send someone down there if you didn't like them very much.
It sounds like Ali and Lou are taking on a mammoth task. They have to completely undo the botched conversion before they can even think about building the new one. I want to find out more about the extent of what they're facing. Hello.
Hello, morning.
Thank you very much. So by looking at the outside of your house, you've already started your project.
We had to do some work with the power networks and the gas people and stuff like that. So
Okay.
that happened about a month ago. And
Right.
so we're basically waiting for the main construction work to happen.
Okay, well let's go back to the beginning then.
Basically, we about sort of 6 months ago, we sort of sat down and decided that, did we want to move? Did we want to stay? Because we were just looking for a bit more space. We knew that downstairs wasn't completed. It was a sort of basement that had a sort of semi sort of conversion going on. We knew there were some problems with it down there. So I think we just took the decision to, why not get it done properly?
Okay. So, costs.
We budgeted 130.
Yeah.
We might, we'll see how we go with that.
Well look, let's go down there and have a look.
Okay, great.
Okay, well I can see the remnants of what was the initial basement. Mm-hmm. What's this going to be now? What's going where?
So this bit over this side will be the ensuite bathroom, going into the bedroom. There'll be a utility room here, and behind us there'll be a kind of study area.
So what's around here then?
So this is going to be the master bedroom.
So a fair bit of work to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me of the timings on this?
We're 1 week in, and we've got another 11 weeks of work that need to be done.
How far in should we have been?
We should have been 10 weeks in by now. Yeah,
So
10 weeks, yeah.
So with that far behind, what, 9 weeks behind?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we just basically didn't start when we wanted to start, but I think it's getting to that point
I've
now.
got to say,
where
why?
it took us a bit longer to get the planning, That was one thing. So,
Okay.
I mean, I think that the power, sorting out the power and sorting out the gas took a long time.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it backed up with the builder doing with other jobs that he was working.
So he's busy.
He's
Yeah.
busy.
Busy elsewhere is not good for you.
No,
necessarily,
so-
is it?
Yeah. I think we're both getting to the point where we're like,
It needs to
actually,
start now, yeah.
Well, I
something
think
needs
you're
to
right.
happen.
I think that needs to happen
So-
because, you know, this is the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
You ain't here.
There's not a lot going on, yeah.
Ali and Lou have a budget of £130,000 to spend on their basement. £120,000 is for the build, which leaves £10,000 for the decoration, fixtures and fittings. Using the existing basement as a starting point, they plan to dig down underneath the foundations of their house to create a huge master bedroom with a large light well. There'll also be space for an ensuite bathroom, a utility room and a study area underneath the stairs. So, Ali and Lou's original timescale has slipped because of delays in obtaining planning permission and moving the utilities. But now all of the obstacles are out of the way, I hope they can get this project motoring. About 2 weeks later, the build starts in earnest, and the first and most important job is the underpinning. Ali and Lou's builder Darren has decided to subcontract the work out to a specialist company, South East Underpin, and the foreman in charge is Russell Walters.
And welcome to the Bat Cave.
Underpinning is the process that enables new walls to be built underneath the existing foundations. So it's possible to dig down and create extra head height in a basement. Because underpinning will support the entire structure of Ali and Lou's house, it's essential that all work is done correctly.
Underpinning is a specialised job. You need specialists to do it. The potential risk to a beginner doing underpinning could be a partial building collapse.
In order to get enough headroom in the new basement, Russell and his team are having to dig deep.
It'll be going down from these down to about 2.4 metres. Got a 200 slab to go on below that, so we're looking at digging down about 2.6 metres total.
With things finally moving forward, Ali and Lou are feeling positive about the project.
I think, last couple of weeks we've been back on track and, since the guys have been in doing lots of work, just feeling like everything's going to be done more broadly to time.
Now, according to Ali and Lou's original projections, their basement dig should be now nearing completion. Now, I know they've fallen somewhat behind. I'm here to find out the latest. So, Russ, you fellas are in charge of the underpinning here.
Yeah.
So you've got a big perimeter to do around here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to take a while then, isn't it?
It's going to take a little while, yeah. I reckon 11 weeks.
You've been here.
I've been in nearly 2 weeks.
So, did this initially look like a 13-week underpinning job?
It didn't, no, but, we've got all this old concrete was probably done about 10 years ago. It's all reinforced.
Yeah.
That adds time to the job.
Right. OK, well, look, I'll let you get on. Good luck, mate.
All right, thanks a lot.
So they've got 11 weeks of underpinning ahead of them before they can do anything else. That's almost as long as the original estimate for the entire project. And I wonder if Ali's aware of this new schedule. So, Ali, it feels like we're genuinely on with some work now.
Yeah. They've been going pretty hard at it, actually.
Have you had a conversation with the builders as regards to when it might be completed?
I think we should be looking at hopefully about a 10-week build, so about another 8 weeks, 9 weeks. We'll see how it goes.
I've got some bad news, Ali. I've been down there talking to the builders.
Yeah.
And the underpinners, just the underpinners,
Yeah.
reckon they're going to need 11 weeks in here.
Oh, right.
Might be 16 to 17 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's news to me. So we'll have to have a chat with Darren and find out what the upshot of that is, because that's a long time.
Well, it sounds like next time I see you, if it's close to completion,
Yeah.
or even if it's completed, I'll be wearing winter clothes, but
You will, yeah.
hopefully you'll both be beaming with smiles and
Yeah,
happy with this
I think so.
wonderfully sized basement that's in the offing.
Yeah, I mean, it's as I say, fingers crossed.
Well, I've now got two concerns. First of all, there's a massive lack of communication between Ali and the builder. It really wasn't my responsibility to tell Ali how much extra time this building project is going to take. But also, why is it taking so much longer? These builders surely do basement digs day after day after day. Surely there's always going to be reinforced concrete down in that basement. And my only hope is that this extra work isn't going to be reflected in extra costs for Ali and Lou. Ali and Lou are completely renovating their basement and turning a botched job left by a previous owner into a high-end living space.
It's really that kind of dream of having a big bedroom with an ensuite.
But progress has been painfully slow. You've got a big perimeter to do around here. It's going to take a while then, isn't it?
It's going to take a little while, yeah.
And it seems that Ali is the last to know. I've got some bad news, Ali. Just the underpinners reckon they're going to need 11 weeks in here. Their build has been going on for over 3 months now. And Peter from South East Underpin is still working on the underpinning. And they've had to resort to doing things by hand.
We did have a conveyor belt here when we started, but it wasn't working, it was too tight at the top. So now we're using the old-fashioned bucket style. It's probably added a little bit of time to the job, but not loads.
Peter's next task is to remove a supporting wall.
This is a structural wall and it needs to be taken out with great care. We're going to put some acros underneath this beams that are here, and then that will hold it all up in the temporary works until the steel goes up.
These acros, or acro props, are the expanding scaffolding poles that are essential to ensure the safety of the builders and the property itself. With everything now secure, the builders can start demolishing the wall. It's noisy, it's dusty, but with a bit of teamwork, down she comes. Finally, the project is moving forward, much to Ali and Lou's delight.
Yeah, so very excited about going down there and seeing what they've done. I've heard a rumour they've been knocking down walls again, which is always quite exciting.
Ali and Lou head down to the basement to check out the builder's progress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They've been busy. And that's all being smashed out.
Yeah, blimey.
That is actually quite cool. I genuinely have surprise. The height is starting to come along really well. I think that's the thing that makes the difference.
I think it's wider than I imagined. It was actually really hard to imagine it without that wall there for some reason. Now it's gone, it's easier. I still find it quite hard to imagine it actually finished, I have to say, but I have faith that it will be.
With the shell of the new basement now finished, the next job is to lay the concrete floor.
We're having the concrete pour today. This is the chute to hopefully shoot it all in place. We've got the mesh on the floor, so the concrete goes all round the mesh, and we'll just be pouring the concrete and levelling it off for the floor slab.
The concrete will be poured around a steel mesh, which, once it hardens, will create a very strong reinforced floor.
Six metres of concrete gone in, all in there nicely, so we've just got to level it off now, and then that's the job done.
With the concrete slab in place, the raw structure of Ali and Lou's basement is complete. So will they now be able to sprint towards the finishing line, or will their build just remain stuck in the doldrums? When I last spoke to Alistair, he had no idea when his basement project was going to be finished. And on top of that, there wasn't much communication between him and his builder. Now, well into the winter months, I'm here to see if they've finally got it done. Hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Yeah, good.
Normally my first question is, so all finished? Clearly not.
No, unfortunately not.
Quite a bit to be done down there then.
Still a reasonable amount to be done, yeah.
Look at you,
I
you're
don't
both
think
still
you'd want to
smiling.
move in right now. So.
No.
There comes a point where all you can do is smile, to be honest.
Right, well let's have a look inside and then find out just how far off we are.
Yeah, come on in.
Okay.
Do you like what we've done here?
Looks, smells and feels like a building site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you managed to remain so positive and patient throughout this?
To say that we have the whole time is probably a bit of an untruth. So we've had some testing times.
I'm almost speechless in how long this has taken.
Yeah.
We've made it very clear how we feel, and we have been very strict and stern with them.
And we're at the point now where actually we think the guy's back on side a bit more, and bizarrely enough, you won't have thought so, but things have been moving forward the last week or so.
Well, look, it's all dug out. That's a relief, surely.
Yeah.
It's all pretty much underpinned, looking around. I spy with my little eye a massive soil pipe.
Yeah.
Are you going to make this a feature?
We thought
hopefully not.
it would look quite good, actually. I don't know.
It's been making us chuckle. I mean, no one knew that was there.
I don't know if you remember, but there was a sort of half bathroom in here.
Yes.
When they went through the reinforced concrete and they found a pipe in there.
So that's why there was reinforced concrete there, was because there was a big waste pipe.
So
Right, OK.
we've got a solution to it. It just needs to be put in place.
OK. Run me through, because I can't remember now what's going where. So, can you?
Yeah,
Good.
no, we're good.
Run me
we're
through.
all
So
good.
you come down the stairs.
Yep,
Down into here.
yep. This is a hallway.
Right.
Beautiful
OK.
little hallway, and under here there'll be like a desk, internet, a few little lights.
OK.
So you'll go through there, and there'll be a whole utility space back in that corner in there.
OK.
Yep.
Utility room there, then...
Yep. This will be the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Which will be accessible from the bedroom.
So this is the ensuite. And it's a bathroom, it's a good size. You're going to have a bath and a shower, or...?
We're not bothering the bath. We're going for just a sort of wet room type thing.
OK. So let's take a look at this beautifully sized bedroom, or what will be.
Yeah.
This is big, isn't it? I mean, that's staying, that's all load bearing, isn't it?
Yep.
That is staying, yeah.
That's your light well there. Why is that still being built?
There was a bit of confusion about what kind of window we were going to have.
OK.
So the underpinners originally built it as if it was going to be a smaller window, just a single pane.
OK.
And what was in the original drawings and what we wanted was a full bay window, exactly the same as upstairs. So they did the concreting, they did the underpinning, and then they had
For
to
the
do it all
smaller
again
window.
for the smaller window.
Which causes more delay.
Correct.
Indeed.
Well, why don't we go upstairs, back into your house,
Yep.
Yeah.
and talk about when this nightmare is going to end.
Sounds
and
good.
how much it might cost, all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Lead the way. Over 6 months ago, Ali and Lou embarked on a mission to gut their botched basement and transform it into a high-spec living space. The project never really got going, and complications with planning and utilities meant that it was delayed before they'd even started. Then removing all the old reinforced concrete only added to their problems, and now 20 weeks on, the results are disappointing. The conversion is far from complete, and there are still some lingering problems. On the plus side though, the underpinning seems to have been done to a very high standard, giving Ali and Lou ample space and headroom to create a wonderfully sized living space. Well, Alistair and Lou's project has certainly taken a lot longer and maybe hasn't gone as smoothly as I'm sure they'd have liked. And if you're thinking of embarking on your own basement dig or maybe even a loft conversion, why not first visit our website at lovehome.co.uk. You've coped with all these delays remarkably well. But what's next? I mean, how can you, or how have you got these builders online now?
We stopped the work that was doing, and we had a big old heart-to-heart with him and said, you know, this is a dream project of ours, you know, we're jeopardising that. So what's happened now is he's actually got some help, which is good. So he's now brought someone on who's going to run the projects with him. So we've got a contact that's always on the end of a phone, which, you know, we're hoping that's going to kickstart the actual thing moving ahead at the proper sort of speed. So
have they given you a final completion date?
Yes.
When is that?
The week of the 16th of January.
That's a month away, and you've got Christmas in between that. Mm-hmm. No.
Mm.
We know that.
Unless a man comes in there with blue tights and red pants on.
And we have conveyed that to them.
Cast your mind back to the summer. What would you do different?
it is an interesting one because we sort of started questioning that halfway through, and we were like, where did we go wrong?
We could have been more on top of it from the beginning in terms of saying you have to do things now. I think just a man who's got a couple of projects and is managing them versus a man who's got 15 projects, they're two different beasts to deal with.
Yeah. So, it's overrun hugely.
Mm-hmm.
How has that impacted upon your overall budget?
I think 130 was our kind of initial budget. In there, then we had on top of that a bit of contingency. So sort of 10,000 contingency for things that might go wrong.
That got you to 140?
That got us to 140. We're probably going to end up about 150.
Is that your cut-off?
Yes.
Say confidently, yes.
That's it.
I can't really see them finding anything new down there. And I really dearly hope they don't. They've got to move that soil pipe and then it's just normal building down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we have foreseen. If they can come up with anything new, there just isn't anything new down there now. We've been through it all, so.
Normally I'd say I hope it comes in on budget. I just hope they finish it and they finish it soon.
Yeah.
But you do as well.
It's about time, yeah.
Well, I really feel for Alistair and Lou. There's a lot of work needed to be done here. But for me, the questions remain, when will it be finished? And when it's done, will they get back all the money they've invested into the property? How much will this place really be worth? On the upside, though, the space they're creating downstairs will make a fantastic master ensuite. I just hope for their sake they're able to get this build motoring again so they can hopefully move out of what feels like a building site and into a home.